Previously on Survivor. 19 new players started the game.
Welcome to Survivor Season 6.
During first impressions, Tony made an inappropriate comment.
My spirit animal is probably a dog, and I like pussy.
He wanted to be like the weird guy out of the group and like get attention. But you know, it also made him an outsider.
You guys are gonna vote someone out.
During a first impression vote, Tony's actions caused him to be voted out.
11 votes Tony. Fuck yeah. You will return to the game. The first person eliminated, you will replace them on the tribe. So you will at least be around for one tribal council.
The tribes were formed.
Baesqwaad.
Ferocity.
Our tribe is great. I'm really happy with who's on my tribe. I think we're a good group of people.
After an exhausting game of Steal the Bacon, Baesqwaad came out on top with Ferocity having to vote the first person out of the game.
All the guys proved their strength, as where some of the girls didn't.
On Baesqwaad, a library meeting with 7 of the 9 left Michael and Taylor on the outs. Meanwhile, Dylan and Alex formed the game's first alliance.
I really liked Alex from the beginning. She's the kind of person I want to work with.
On Ferocity, the tribe came together to unanimously vote out Meredith.
The first person voted out of Survivor Maryland New Beginnings, Meredith.
18 remained. Who will be voted out tonight?
Yeah, I guess true.
My class is like 6:45 at the end.
Get some good energy flowing.
No red sauce.
I'm done. Okay, where's Tony?
Okay.
Does Tony leave?
Did she just dip out?
All right. I did not want Meredith to go, like at all. Like when I met with her, then I was like, cool. As everyone knows, I wanted Swally gone last week, and like I told her that, and I was open with her, and I thought that if both of us worked together, we could flip the vote. And I honestly tried to help her, but when I saw everyone was just against her, I didn't want to put a vote towards Swally again, and then really like isolate myself. We cannot lose this week because Tony has immunity. Oh my god. Wait, so
He has immunity.
He has immunity.
So for the next challenge, he has immunity.
I think Tony being on our tribe is both a roadblock and an opportunity. It's a roadblock because Tony is definitely kind of the odd man out. His first impression didn't really do much to kind of help him out. So that makes it kind of an opportunity in that because he missed all that time, he probably doesn't have strong allegiances to people. He might be kind of a wild card, someone that you, if you need a fifth person for a majority, would vote with you just to be kind of establishing himself.
maybe we should give him a chance. That's true. Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe we just had a bad first impression of him.
He has to pee more than 3 times tomorrow. We're gonna be in the middle of a challenge, and he's gonna have to pee.
I think there's been some good opportunities to integrate into the tribe. A lot of the tribe members have reached out to me, sort of touch base, stuff like that, and see what I'm feeling for the tribal council this week. They really want to know what I think because I have immunity, so that's like a slight advantage, I guess. Yeah, Belle's reached out to me. Emily has, Swale, and Miranda.
How do you feel like joining the team late though?
It's good. I like the chance you guys had. It's a good culture, I guess. Yeah. So, just excited to be here.
Tony has already rubbed off the wrong way on a lot of people in our tribe, which is why people want him gone. And I don't know, Faith made a comment earlier when we were like walking back after the challenge about like Swale.
Oh, okay.
Something about like she said something like about him like sketched her out.
Yeah, ideally, if I had the ability and the votes, I would take out a Belle because I think he's sort of positioning himself as maybe a leader in our tribe.
But
yeah,
I don't know. He just kind of stays the same brick wall. And if he's gonna keep emotionless and like not wanting to socialize, like nobody wants to be around that.
He's been sort of planting seeds in my mind, I think.
I mean, he hasn't really connected either, I guess.
Yeah, I think I did some like Facebook stalk research, and he's Facebook friends with Susan, like from before.
Really?
Yeah. So. Yeah, right now I only have a very rough idea of the alliances, but I think one would be Swale and Susan. They have prior history together, so I think that would naturally make them allies. I have some good rapport with Swale. I text him a little bit. Yeah, if I can get in on that, like a three-way alliance.
Dylan apparently runs a marathon, so.
Yeah, so like everyone's so physical and I'm just so not.
I do trust Dylan and Alex, that I do believe.
Like everyone's physical, which is why like I want to kind of be a mental challenge because then like I can try to prove myself to them.
I have doubts about Alex just because both her and Abel say that they don't know each other at all. I don't know if I fully trust that because before I even joined Survivor, when Abel first told me about playing Survivor, he felt 100% sure of his alliance. He's like, yes, I already have my alliances set, like I'm ready, I'm good, and no one would say it that strongly to someone not involved in the game if they didn't really believe it.
Alright, tell me. Or you go first since
Okay.
more has probably happened in your...
My end, Meredith has been voted out.
I have an alliance with Abel. I completely trust him. He completely trusts me. We want to go to the finals together. I'm happy that he looks like he's in a good place on his tribe, that he's not in trouble, because that makes it easier for me because I don't have to get involved.
She seemed to think we had deep-rooted, which is true, but like, I don't know how she knew that.
Danielle kind of knows that we know each other.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a great. I told her I was like, I'm gonna make a great alliance. It'll be perfect. And then like she texted me, she's like, I got the Survivor. So how tight is your alliance? And I was just like, oh well, nothing is set in stone right now.
But Abel has tried to like kind of play it down. I've tried to play it down.
Like we're keeping her on the house, so I'm not too worried.
To be honest, I want her to scapegoat.
I decided that I needed to talk to Keppel because he was talking to Don. I don't want a separate alliance going on. I talked with him for a while about how I kind of want to form an alliance with him, with Alex. He decided that he was in, and we decided we were going to meet for dinner.
One thing though that I'm scared about, I think if we stick, there's no doubt we make it to the merge, unless Anders has something up his sleeve where he does some crazy tribe swap kind of thing.
My relationship with Dylan is good. I definitely trust him and I have from the beginning, but what Dylan said is right, and it's that alliances of 2 are weak and alliances of 3 are strong. And that's why we brought Keppel on, and I completely trust Keppel.
So Don is definitely, like, I haven't talked to him at all, which is why I feel bad, because we haven't talked.
Yeah, I talked to him last time a little bit when I was leaving.
But I definitely think he's like, he should be on our side, like, he's definitely a strong.
Yeah, he's not going to be on the other side, let's put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
We thought that Keppel and Don had built an alliance, and Keppel told us later that it really wasn't as strong as we thought it was. It was not strong, like, Dylan being Keppel.
I've talked to Don a lot more than people think or people know. But regardless, I don't want people to know that I'm talking to Don so much.
Don't want to be on the other side
of
of
us.
us. Agreement if we lose Taylor. Yes. If we lose Taylor.
Okay.
Our best friends. We've been best friends since like freshman year. We live on the same floor, a dorm full of guys. Like it was literally like 90% guys, and like all of us became cool as fuck, and like we've been friends ever since. We like you won't find closer friends than like me and like Keppel.
Aww. So we didn't want people to think obviously we were close because I mean that would put a target. I mean we're probably the most solid 2 you're gonna find the entire game. We have Shayna, who's apparently in alliance with us, okay? And she comes with us at happy hour, and she, like, I'm talking to, like, all of, like, our friends, and Shayna's like, what's going on? This kid enters, like, finesse god mode, and he's like, you need to come spring break. I like you, Shayna. Like, oh my god, you're cute. Like, oh god. It was just like, oh,
I said that. I actually said that to her. I said that to her multiple times. I'm not gonna lie.
It was awful. This kid's gonna get us both kicked out so quickly. I like Shayna a lot. She said she trusts me. I trust her, and I know she trusts Don. Unless we tell her that, I think, so we think we're probably gonna have to tell Shannon that we're friends, because it was just like sketchy as hell the entire, like last night.
Yeah.
Don messaged me, he individually messages me on GroupMe, and he's like, Shayna, we need to talk. And I was like, what the fuck? He's about to inform me that everyone wants to vote for me.
What?
What's up, guys?
So, we're going to do a triple confession, because we have actually confession.
But he's want to do it solo.
We can do it. I don't care.
I like Don. I don't know why he chose me to be in this 3-person alliance. I don't know. When he was really drunk, he's like, yeah, I asked you because you're cute. And I was like, alright, cool.
So, Don and I are actually best friends.
Okay.
We're pretty good friends in the game.
We wanted to just like.
We didn't want to be target drafted that.
Yeah, we just want to come clean to you because we know you're like.
You're one of us. You're one of us now.
And then
And keep this a secret though.
Yeah,
like,
you can't
not
tell
from
anybody.
everybody else.
Oh my God.
This is exactly what I was scared of. We're gonna us three to the merge.
It's us.
We chose you. We chose you.
I think we're pretty well together.
At this point in the game, I feel pretty confident in what I have.
If I wait for you, then people already know that I'm with you all the
Don't
time.
wait for us. Actually, yeah, you're right. I'm coming from Xfinity, you guys. I'm not coming from Denton A133. I'm coming from 24 shop. You know, bad. Get that shit.
It's bad. Thing is that again with Survivor, if you win, I feel like so much shoulder off your weight. You don't have to worry about anything until next challenge.
All right, I'm changing. Don't look. I'm changing. Don't look. Well, the camera's on. Camera. You want to look? We're changing for our challenge because we want to be buff. JK, we don't want to. We need to push up actually.
We have to win.
Actually, I don't want to push up.
Put your blouses on, ladies. I forgot.
There we go.
Where's my gym bag? Yeah, I know it's up for grabs. Alright, the goal of this challenge is to get those cinder blocks to the end of the Terrapin Trail footbridge and solve the puzzle. So, you're going to do this by all 9 players grabbing the cinder block and racing down the stairs. Once you get down to the bottom of the stairs, 3 of you must let go of the cinder block. Once you reach the end of the parking lot, 3 or more of you will let go of the cinder block. At that time, the 3 of you will shoot stack of cups, throw in box, toss bolo. The final 3 of you, holding the cinder block, will race across the Terrapin Trail bridge. Once you get to the end, drop it and solve the puzzle. First team to complete the puzzle wins immunity. The losers will go to tribal council and will vote out one of their own. So you guys have a minute to strategize? Yep. And then we'll start.
2 people hold it, 1 on each side, because if there's 2 people in front of each other, it's gonna slow us down. Whereas if 1 person's holding one side, 1 on the other, and then we all just link arms.
Well,
Yeah.
3 of us have to hold it though.
So,
Alright, so who's holding it?
So it's
I got
1,
it.
2, 3.
Wait, you hold it?
You want to do it?
Wait, you're doing the coordination. We want you to be.
It's a cinder block. It's not like a million pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stairs.
I'm
gonna go fast.
Block out the stairs.
So you block them.
Ferocity! Baesqwaad! Alright, for immunity. Survivors ready? Go!
Everybody else, go ahead. Go ahead of us. Everybody else, go ahead.
Stay wide, stay wide, stay wide! Wide in the back, let's go guys! Alright, we good? Come on, guys. We got this. All right. Let's go. Come on, Tony. Let's go. Tony is pausing his phone. And he gets it in. We're done. Dylan is struggling with this. Tony, let's go. Now let's go. Let's go, Mr. Dylan. Alex is trying to hit her cone, but she cannot. A miss. Baesqwaad needs to pick it up if they want to stay in this challenge.
what it is. I already know.
She already knows. She already knows.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Is a square not a rectangle? Wait, I actually have done this before. These two go together. Oh god. 100% sure.
Yeah.
They touch the finish does not connect to killing. Every second, Ferocity is getting a larger lead. That's it!
Oh no, that's a straight edge. Go ahead. Hold on. No, that's a. Oh yeah, yeah. No. It's gonna be a straight edge.
They may not have much left.
You're right.
Hey, wait.
Frosty has the lead.
I think we're missing a piece.
That doesn't make sense.
No, because
nope, there are 10 pieces.
There's no way.
10 pieces.
This is known as a tangram. It is a very difficult puzzle.
And then a triangle there.
Are you sure these two don't fit together? I don't think so, but I'm almost positive these two
Frosty
go like that.
Baesqwaad.
Almost like 100% positive. Okay.
Right now.
Let's try putting.
Baesqwaad, making a rectangle.
Thanks, Anders.
Frosty, so close.
You're so close.
Not in the right path.
What about this? What if that goes there? Can they overlap?
Yeah, sure. I don't know how much it's going to help you, buddy. If they had it, they'd be done.
No. Can I go
Ferocity
here?
is still
No, because
struggling.
then it's not. Can I go here?
Sure.
Baesqwaad seems like they're getting close. But those pieces are not fitting together. Ferocity is still struggling.
Anders?
Anders, got it. That was a hard-fought battle. It was neck and neck. Literally, both teams almost had it. But in the end, Baesqwaad, you did win it. You will not be going to tribal council. All right, Baesqwaad, it's coming back to you. Ferocity, that was hard fought. You gave it your all. You will be returning to tribal council. Tony, you will have immunity for this tribal council, which means Tony cannot be voted off.
We're going to Disneyland.
Hey Shayna, guess what? You're a bitch!
You blocked us during the Cinder Block Challenge.
I think we lost the challenge because maybe the puzzle makers. We did have like at least 30 seconds to a minute lead when it came to the puzzle. It's all about trust. So like I was trusting the people who said they were good at puzzles to be good at puzzles, and now it's just like, okay, well, I don't know if they're as good as puzzles as they say they are. So, you know, I don't know if I should trust them as much as like maybe I initially did. So I was disappointed.
All right, so I'm very bummed that we lost, and I can't help but feel upset just because I don't want it to be perceived like it was my fault because I was on puzzle and that was the end, and you know, there were 2 other people there too, so hopefully no one's just directly pinpointing me.
Oh, you said there was blood, like where the ambulance was? I was like, what?
Why
did he just peace out?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe he just like sad that we lost the challenge.
I completely forgot about Matt, honestly. But at the end of the challenge, he just kind of dipped out. Everyone else stayed back to kind of debrief, I guess, about how we think we did and just kind of talk. Also, at the beginning of the challenge, when we were kind of talking about who wanted to do what, he was just like, well, I can carry the brick. Cool, we know, because you're strong.
Okay, so first of all, Salkin's crew, we're tight.
But when I was walking home yesterday, I walked with Abel and Emily. They were like, look, we guarantee we're not going to vote you out on Thursday. And I was just kind of like, okay, like I said, okay, I won't vote you out either, but it's still in the back of my head just because, like, they were 2 of the 3 puzzle makers.
We were talking about how Matt makes us a little nervous because he kind of kept to himself and then left without saying bye. We all kind of hung around for a while and talked, but he kind of dipped.
And like, especially during our strategy meetings, like, he didn't really say anything. He was just kind of there. When we said, Matt, do you want to do something? He was just like, okay, I'll do it.
He's like in the background.
Based on what Abel and Emily were saying, they were thinking about voting out Matt, which I could see why, because he kind of was like, he's a team player who doesn't necessarily mesh as well with us yet. So I don't necessarily know if I should sway with them or if I should go behind their back and vote for them.
And even though we didn't get that last piece, which will be that, like, debating my existence forever, I think the 3 of us communicated really well.
I got to talk to Emily, and I think that kind of helped me put my direction in.
I'm not necessarily thinking anything about Matt. I heard on the walk back, I heard someone mention Matt, because they were saying like he wasn't really strategizing with us, and then also at the end when we were looking for Miranda, and she was lost, and we were like, oh, Matt left? Like, he didn't say anything. That was weird.
I feel like I have a good relationship with everybody. I don't, like, the only people that I don't talk to are Matt, Tony.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. So for me, it's like, even though like the challenge is over and stuff, I really liked how all of us still stuck together and like talked and stuff and tried to find.
I think that's important.
Yeah, I think that was important too, and he just kind of dipped out right away. But yeah, I don't remember his contribution.
I know he's a really strong player, and I know he's like pretty important to our team when it comes to strength, but right now I think I'm mostly relying on the relationships I have with people, because I think that's pretty important to me.
Okay, so why don't you start? Tell us about your conversation with Thomas.
I made an alliance with Abel and Emily. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I didn't think that I trusted them as much as I trust Thomas, just because I've known him for so much longer. And also, Abel has been telling me like the weirdest things. So he's like really sketching me out. Like, I don't know. I don't trust him, but I think I'm like forced to work with him just because everyone's following what he said. But I think the person I definitely trust the most is Emily.
I know how you feel about Swally.
Okay.
And I know how we said that we were on board the Swally thing. However, I'm almost thinking that there's more people who want to vote Matt than want to vote Swally. Because let me tell you about my conversation with Susan. So Susan, I met with her today, and I didn't really get very much out of the conversation, to be honest. The only thing I got out of it is that she is incredibly neutral right now, and she has no allegiances to anyone. Also, last night on our way back from the tribe, or from the challenge, Abel and I were walking with Faith, and Faith was going off on Matt, basically with the same thing.
So it's gonna be easier to get people on board for Matt.
Yeah, but Matt's our biggest person. He's like 8 feet
But like
tall.
the physical challenges are over. There's no more steal the bacon.
There's gonna be a lot more mental and like endurance challenges.
And who's gonna help strategize?
And like Matt,
That's true.
he
Matt's
can't even
not fast.
walk.
Who's gonna
fast,
like?
yeah.
We need to think of like team players.
And now we're leading the Matt vote, and it's going in our favor because we already almost have majority to vote him out. So I'm thinking Matt's gonna leave this week for sure.
Matt, it's like bound to happen soon or later. I think is that whenever he feels like, okay, I need to know what's happening in the tribal, so I can just do the same thing.
At first, I didn't want to let the relationship I have with Swally and Thomas affect the game, because I said that I would try to go in and get to know everyone, which I did. But I think that I'm actually relying a little bit more on them than I thought I would be, because I realized that this game, and it's based on like trust and stuff, and I feel like I have semi-trust with them. And at this point in time, for my safety, I think that's important to have.
Like, I think he's important because he's strong, but aside from that, I just feel like he's disconnected.
I'm closer to Matt, so I have the bad seat in the tribe of just writing Matt's name, although I've done it before.
I think that I'm glad we got through last tribal, just simple.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be the same way, but I haven't heard anything from anyone, so that worries me.
I don't feel safe at all.
Yeah, me neither. And like things that with me, like my name came up already, so like it's already scary.
So I have confidence in me that I can think from tribal councils, that I make it through each one to the point where I'm there at the end. Now I'm not talking about just to get to the merge, I'm talking about just to there at the end. And that's the plan. The thing is that with whom will I be and with whom will I have to cut loose. At some point I'll push through.
I think it should be one of the puzzle people.
Exactly.
Who was on it? It was...
let me see.
It was Emily?
Belle was on there, I remember.
He was?
Belle was the only guy on there, I think, yeah.
And it was, who was it, Susan and Emily?
Susan and Emily, yeah.
It's in my hand.
I met with Emily and Abel in about the past hour, and that's about it.
Damn.
Neither of them told me anything. Abel just called, like right as you walked in, and he said that Faith said swallow. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it either. Oh, no.
I would much rather vote like Susan or something. I talked to Emily earlier. I'm gonna message her and see if she would remotely consider it.
Hey! Alright, here we are before the second tribal council, and I've got some news for everyone.
News!
So I met with Matt earlier, so he texted me earlier, he was like, hey, can we meet up? Like, no one has talked to me, like, I'm freaking out. I didn't want him to think that, like, something was weird, so I was like, sure. So we met, and it was super uncomfortable, and he was like, yeah, I've talked to no one, like, I don't know what to do, I'm really freaking out. And I was like, yeah, I was like, my first thought was just play dumb. Like, I haven't had time to talk to anyone. What's weird, because I talked to all of you.
Everybody.
So then he meets with Abel. So then I get this text, and he said, hey, I have a question. So I said, yeah. And he said, I met with Abel, and he didn't tell me anything, and he essentially just played dumb, which makes me feel like he's hiding stuff from me. So he's like, I don't trust him. He's like, I totally trust you, and something just doesn't seem right that 2 hours from tribal, no one knows a thing. So then I get here, and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna text him back. So I'm like, okay. I was like, Abel said Swale, random name. He goes, so you're gonna vote Swale? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And then he said, would you remotely consider keeping him? Matt is trying to swing things.
Oh my gosh.
So I go, well, I don't know. I think majority rules at this point, but who else is there? He goes, me and Thomas don't really want to vote him out, but we will. And we don't want to, so we're trying to find a way not to. So if you're on board, you would be number 4. And then I said, who's number 3? He said, Swale. So me, Swale, Thomas, and Matt. He said, no, I want to get her on board. That would be 5. I really like you and I really like Miranda. I think we could have a good alliance. Apparently,
I've talked to him once.
Apparently, you, me, Tom, Swale, and Matt are in an alliance.
Okay, alright.
I was like, because the only person we talked, I was so confused at this point. I was like, wait, the only person we talked about is Abel. So I was like, wait, vote Abel? Is that what you're thinking? He said, any one of the 4, I don't care. If we make a group of 5, I'm just like trying to knock it out.
Wait, so we were in the 4?
Yeah, we were in the
I'm playing the game all wrong. Like, no, listen.
You should have played this game 3 days ago, Matt.
Listen, before, like, we were gonna vote Matt because he was like not talkative, but now he's just stupid.
Now he's putting his foot in his mouth.
Now he's just dumb. Like, sorry, Matt. Bye.
We want to vote Susan.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm working to try to get 5 on board. Emily said that she would be on board for that if I had the 5th. So I'm trying to get Miranda to be the 5th.
Do you mind, because I didn't really talk to Thomas, like, do you mind if I like just make sure he's in 5?
Yeah.
This is just last minute scrambles, and we're just gonna stick with it. Stick with the original plan, and that's pretty much it. And Susan's like texting me, I'm like, no, just relax.
Matt thinks he has Emily, Miranda, himself, myself, and Thomas. Myself and Thomas are not with him.
Okay.
He thinks we're putting Susan, but everybody on tribe is putting him. The thing
I
is,
hope that's the case.
let's make sure sticking with the original plan. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we're all sticking to the plan. I just think that on his part, I think it was very, very... No, it was a really bad decision to reach out to every single person on the tribe, putting my name out there, because that makes it seem that I have not a single alliance, that one of them is... Like, he's assuming that nobody that he talked to is going to go back and reach out to me.
Yeah, it's
Do you know what I mean? It does not make sense for him to reach out to every single person. He really did not think this through.
So Belle, in the last challenge, you, Emily, and Susan were all the puzzle makers. the challenge came down to you three, and unfortunately, you lost. Do you think that the burden of who goes home is on one of you three?
I won't lie, I think it is a factor in some votes, but I know we had really good communication, so I'm hoping like that sticks out more to people in terms of that. Like we really worked hard, we were very close. Factors happened and we didn't win, but at the end of the day, like we were still being a cohesive team.
Speaking of being a cohesive team, last time you voted out Meredith, 8-1, unanimous. So, Emily, this time, is it going to be another unified, unanimous decision?
Oh, I want every vote to be unanimous. That was so painless. We just kind of voted, went home, and we were just so happy. But, you know, eventually it's going to have to come down to who you want in the tribe and who you don't, and that might not align with what everyone else wants.
Miranda, how do you decide who goes home? Is it again by challenge strength, or is it completely different now?
I think not really by challenge strength. I think social games played a huge factor this week. I know a lot of things changed last minute, specifically in the hour even leading up to tribal. So that definitely swayed my vote.
Tony, speaking of, social games, you were voted out in the very beginning. Now you're back. Do you feel like you integrated with the tribe, or do you still think it's 8 people and then you on Ferocity? No, I definitely don't think it's 8 people and me on Ferocity. Everyone's been pretty open to me, and I think we have a great culture, and I'm happy to be here. Okay, so Swally, do you think that Tony is going to be not immediately targeted, or do you think that once we go to tribal, it's like, it's easy?
Tony is with Ferocity, so we're good as a team.
All right, who feels in danger tonight? Everyone except for Thomas and Tony. So, Tony, obviously you can't be voted out, so that's not even a question of do you feel safe tonight. You can't not be safe. Thomas, you on the other hand, you don't have immunity. Everyone else said they were. Why do you feel so confident you're not going home?
I feel like I did a pretty good job on the coordination part, so I kind of just feel pretty safe. I mean, once again, we can go back to last tribal. We can always say that, we all should feel safe at any point, but I mean, at some point, you should feel at least confident about how you're doing.
Emily, your comment about being unanimous. You feel in danger. Do you think it might be unanimous against you?
I don't feel like I'm safe because I just feel like how can you ever feel like you're safe? There's still so many people. I mean, this is an epic battle for 18th place.
Oh yeah.
So, who wants to be 18th when there's like 17 more spots, right?
So Matt, after the last challenge, do you feel like it's just all downhill from here?
It's frustrating, no doubt, but we aren't doomed to fail. It's only 2 challenges. There's plenty more. We'll get the next one and then hopefully even up at 2-2 and then just go from there. One challenge at a time.
Yes, Faith?
We definitely aren't losing every single challenge.
Okay, never mind.
No, go ahead. What?
I think Matt's losing the mental game because he included some of us in the minority, and we did not appreciate that. And I think we all know that happened. So I think some of us are kind of pissed, just an FYI. So yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Let's just say the last hour before tribal was very intense.
Very intense.
Very intense. And some of us were in a minority that we didn't know existed, and so some of us were a little bit pissed.
I think we'll just be very surprised what happens at the end of this night, to be honest.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I just got called out, but we'll see. Might be one team against me. I don't know.
It is time to vote. We will start with Matt.
Vote for you.
I liked you from the beginning, but for some reason you had me in the minority, and I did not like that.
I mean,
You thought you could contact me and Emily 20 minutes before the vote to change it, but that happened a long time ago.
Matt, I heard what you did last minute, and that was very cool.
Thank you for trying to look out for me, but
It was you on the chopping block.
If any of you have the hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time. Alright. Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Matt. Second vote, Susan. One vote Matt, one vote Susan. Third vote, Matt. Fourth vote, Matt. That is 3 votes Matt, 1 vote Susan. Fifth vote, Matt. Second person voted out of Survivor Maryland New Beginnings. Matt. That's 5, that's enough. Matt King, tribe has spoken.
Good luck, guys. Well, that sucked. Tried to make a move, didn't work. It happens. Oh well. People lied to me, I guess. That's all I got.
Next time on Survivor. While Ferocity has suffered losses, majority begins to form.
I think that my alliance of me, Abel, Emily, and Faith are really in control of everything.
Meanwhile, on Baesqwaad, all the wins seem to be splitting the tribe apart.
Don, I'm not 100% on him, and I don't think he's 100% with me.
One thing I saw was that Alex and Dylan were getting on like really good,
Yeah.
so, like low key.
And a new alliance may change the whole game around.
Like, she seemed like the strongest girl there, and so I was like, if I'm trying to go far in this game, I need this girl on my side.